How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to another nightly review. I know it's a little late, but I was a bit busy today, so yeah. Anyways, we will be going over the Golden Knights' 5-1 victory over the Minnesota Wild, and wow, what a better effort than last game. There's been a little bit of controversy coming out of this game, though, at least on Minnesota's side, not much on the Golden Knights side. But yeah, we'll go into it. So the Golden Knights wore the gold jerseys, and Minnesota wore their reverse retros, which are yellow and green. I like both of those jerseys individually. I like both of those jerseys. It might have been the worst jersey combination ever to be on the ice. It was the most yellow game I've ever seen. No. Anyway, notably, Zach Parise, for the first time in his 9-year career as a part of the Minnesota Wild, 9 years as the Minnesota Wild, healthy scratch. I don't follow Minnesota, so I don't follow really how players are doing game to game, but supposedly Parise has not been doing that well this season, and Parise tipped the puck that went right to Mark Stone, who he sent to Alex Tuch, which was the game-time goal, and he was out there on that shift for 1:33 seconds. So yeah, Minnesota was starting Talbot again, and of course Fleury. But yeah, so let's get into the game. So the expansion line started, which was different than usual. Usually it's either the Stone line or the fourth line, but the expansion line came out there. Carlson did get a good early chance. The Golden Knights pushed early in this game. They were the better team for most of this game. And off the bat, Haig is going through the neutral zone, chips the puck over a Wild defender. Cody Glass gets it, passes just a beautiful pass to Alex Tuch, puts it right in the stick, and Tuch just goes top shelf on Talbot to make it 1-0. And yeah, it was a good play, maybe the best pass of Cody Glass's career. I'm not kidding. That pass was incredible. Then Riley Smith had a post. Man, Smith had a bit of a tough game. Scoring chances were 5-0 for the Golden Knights 4 minutes in. And yeah, Fleury, although Minnesota would not be put down so easily, Kaprizov got a big chance that Fleury was able to stop. And then Cam Talbot robbed Pacioretty the other way. Then Reeves interfered with Kaprizov. Good penalty kill. I don't believe that Minnesota got a shot on it. And then Theo tripped someone. Stone did get a chance shorthanded. And Minnesota got some shots from the outside. And there was a tip on Fleury that wasn't really dangerous. But Minnesota got 3 shots, but they weren't good chances. But so 2 good penalty kills in a row for the Golden Knights. And Fleury robbed Jared Spurgeon and that whole scramble with about the last second of that period. And the Golden Knights come out of that period 1-0. Outshot them 12-10. The Golden Knights were the better team that period by far. The Wild got some good chances, and Fleury stood tall. Fleury had a very good game. And so did Cam Talbot. I know that his save percentage won't tell that story, but he had a decent game. In the second period, almost immediately, there was a 3-on-1 that Coghlan played very well, and he shut it down. There was a 2-on-1 that was stopped because Cole hooked Pacioretty. So Marchessault got a chance on that power play. In fact, he got a couple chances on that power play, but it wouldn't be until after that power play ended that Marchessault would finally score from Tuch and Carlson. Then Soucy and Pacioretty had a bit of a scrum. No one went to the box. Soucy decided that he was going to channel his inner Charles Barkley and keep hitting Pacioretty with his backside. Pacioretty cross-checked him, and then there was a scrum after the whistle. There were about 3 shots in that period total at the 8-minute mark. Fleury stopped a scramble in front, And eventually it would break down. It would be Foligno from Cole and Susi to make it 2-1. Fleury kind of let that one go, and Foligno caught the loose puck, but yeah, Fleury had a good game other than that. The Wild were pushing at that point. Stevenson got stopped on the breakaway, basically, and then Sturm missed on a breakaway. Fiala tipped one on net. There was a big scramble in front. One thing that the Wild were trying to do a lot throughout this whole game was get scrambles in front, get those greasy goals. And while it worked last game, it really didn't work out that well for them in this game, because while there were a lot of scrambles, Fleury was on it, and so were the defenders, and the forwards this time actually came back to help. So, yeah, Smith then missed on a 2-on-1. I won't really give that one bad to Smith. I don't think the pass was all that good that got to him. Then Greenway interfered with Carrier at the very end of the period, and that was it. The Golden Knights come out of the second period up 2-1 on the Wild. Shots are 8-6 at that point in the game. But they start the third period on the power play. No real good chances on that power play. And the third period is where the Wild really pressed, but impressive defense by the Golden Knights really stopped them from getting any huge, ridiculous chances like the Spurgeon chance early in the first or late in the first. There was a scramble in front again. Smith fanned on a 2-on-1. Smith had a kind of a rough game. And not only that, but the amount of turnovers that he had, I know on his stats on NHL.com, it doesn't say he had that many, but almost every time he had the puck, it was taken away by a Wild defender. It was ridiculous. Smith needs to figure out his puck control because it was ridiculous. I know he made some decent defensive plays and even some decent offensive ones, but man, he was a bit brutal. Then Haig tripped Foligno. Foligno went down hard into the boards. There was a scramble in front. Kaprizov got a chance. And then, at the end of that penalty kill, this is where the controversy comes in. So, Pietrangelo and Fiala are battling for the puck in the corner. Now, I will agree with Minnesota fans when I say that Pietrangelo did worse on this play. I agree with that. Where he punched Fiala a couple times, basically. That's a 2-minute roughing call. Okay. Fiala retaliates and pulls off Pietrangelo's helmet. That's 2-minute roughing call. I'm sorry, but that's the rules. And a lot of Minnesota fans are mad because they think Pietrangelo should have gotten worse, maybe a 4 or a 5, but was Fiala injured? Was he bleeding? No, he wasn't. He was fine, and he retaliated. He pulled off Pietrangelo's helmet. That's an offsetting penalty. I'm sorry to tell you, but it is. Pietrangelo, I agree. Shouldn't have been punching him. I don't know what the hell he was doing there. But Fiala retaliated, and they got offsetting penalties. Then, after that, Stevenson to Stone, 3-1. Mark Stone finally gets a goal. I believe his 5th of the season. At that point in the game, in that point in the period, it is now 3-1 for the Golden Knights. The shots were 14-3 for Minnesota. Yeah. Fleury then stopped Kaprizov, and then what do you know? Stevenson gets a goal from Stone and Pacioretty to make it 4-1. Nice hands, put it top shelf right over Talbot. Beautiful goal. And yeah, that's 4-1. Talbot then went to the bench immediately after that, but the Wild were not scoring 3 goals in 3 minutes. They weren't. And on while they had the empty net, they really didn't have huge chances. But Carlson would eventually get the empty netter from Nick Hague to make it 5-1, and Fleury would poke check Rao with about a minute left, but that was about it. And that's the story of the period. That's a game. So the Golden Knights beat Minnesota 5-1 at home. Shots in the third period were 20-8 for Minnesota. They get a lot of their shots from scrambles. I'll say that. And the total shots in the game, 37-28 for Minnesota. So Minnesota, they had more shots in the third, but they didn't outshoot the Golden Knights when it mattered. And not only that, but they didn't get the chances that the Golden Knights had. The Golden Knights got a lot of odd man rushes in this game. The Stone goal's an odd man rush. The Stevenson goal's an odd man rush. The Tuck goal's basically an odd man rush. The Golden Knights got a ton of odd man rushes in this game. But yeah, power plays. The Golden Knights were 0 for 2, and Minnesota was 0 for 3. My 3 stars of the game are Marc-Andre Fleury as the first star for his 36 save performance. Very impressive, and stopped a lot of those scrambles and made some big saves. Tuck, for his performance, had a very good night. Stone had a pretty good night. And my honorable mentions, I'll have to put Stevenson and Carlson. Very notable thing for Stevenson. Stevenson now has more points with the Golden Knights than he did ever as a Washington Capital. Chandler Stevenson has played, well, we'll go with his stats as a Capital. He had 33 points with the Capitals in 168 games. That's like 3 seasons. 33 points in like 3 seasons. The Golden Knights, he has 34 points in 60. Over an 82 game pace, that's about 50 points. So Stevenson's really come into his own, and I think he's only 26. So yeah, Mark Stone, Chandler Stevenson are not going anywhere, I hope, because Stevenson's played well. And yeah, that's really all I have to say for this game. So the Golden Knights come out 5-1. If you want to get my thoughts on the game during the game, follow me on Twitter at @2_pad. And that's it for this one. I will see you next time.